Are we gonna do an 8-hour live stream? Maybe I might. I got about a 9-hour drive today, so we're gonna get this day started. And we are gonna do a yerba mate awakened orange. Oh, that's pretty good actually. That's pretty tasty. Everything's packed up, strapped up, and ready to go. I wonder, sometimes this live, man, I don't know. Are we gonna 8 hours plus, who knows? I got a long drive today. Super long drive. And we are now just hopping on the freeway. God bless you. I hope you're having a beautiful morning wherever you are. Starting our day with the yerba mate awakened orange. An 8-hour drive. I'm not ready for it. I'm kind of ready for it. I have to do it. So I don't have, like, this is all, how would I say, impromptu type of thing. I got a mustache in my mouth. But yeah, I'm really, hey, kind of glitchy. Hell yeah, you know what? I'm driving. This is really live. I'm on this Wi-Fi hotspot, so hopefully it's not too glitchy as it goes on. But if it is, I don't know. Hopefully it works out. Myrtle Beach area. Where's Myrtle Beach? Is that Florida? Is that Myrtle Beach in Florida? I've never been to Myrtle Beach. I've been to Huntington Beach, San Diego coastline. That's kind of where I'm from. So right now, I am driving from Southern California all the way up to Northern California. He said, because what? Let me know if the stream's good, the audio's good. I'm blessed, man. Maybe I run the stream first. We're just hanging out. South Carolina, that's where Myrtle Beach is. I did not know. I've been to South Carolina, actually. It was very humid. Like, I was just walking around and just sweating. And but it was beautiful. The barbecue, wow, the barbecue is so good. Hey, Irvine. I know where Irvine's at. I worked a lot in that area, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Hello, everyone. Hello, Holy Spirit. How are you doing? Just God bless you guys. Like, honestly, we're just hanging out. I got a long day. It's just a hangout live. We're just hanging out and painting. Oh, that's cool. What are you painting? Let me know what you are painting. To be with you here on my drive, like, it's for me this is cool because, like, all I see is your guys' comments ever. Like, that's it. So here in a live space, we actually get to kind of, it's working. Just went on a hike. Let me know if it's working. I got this Wi-Fi hotspot that I'm connected to, and it just reconnected right now. So I don't know how live stream is going, but we'll see. 11:11 on the dot. Right now it's 10:12 where I'm at. So you're an hour ahead of me. Hannah Ruth Long. Well, it's nice to meet you, Hannah. I've seen you around. I got Aaron Thompson, man. Aaron Thompson, dude, God bless you. You always leave like the coolest comment, and I appreciate everyone's comments. Honestly, it means a lot to me because I'm always like solo dolo. I'm always on the road, and like to have this community, to see what God has been doing, and the move through Spirit has just it's been a blessing. So we'll make this like an AMA type of thing. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask, because it's really about encourage. For me, like, I just want to encourage, empower, uplift, and bring real good positivity to humanity. Yeah, we need more love. Let's see. God bless you. Lots of love and blessings to you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And it's awesome to meet you guys as well. It really is. Like, even though we haven't met, like, there's a soul to soul feeling, right? The last video where I had that download for Back to Life, it's that was such a blessing to see how Spirit moves, and it just through little things, and that's kind of like a perspective that I've really honed in on lately, is the little things, just like the little blessing moments, the little miracles throughout the day. When you grasp them with gratitude, it makes everything just that much easier. Like, I know life is tough, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of darkness out there, but we're putting that goes in the back, and we're bringing light forward. Really, like, it's really time for us to awaken to the reality. Like, it is a little dark, but let's stand up. Let's show our lampstands not to be hidden, but to illuminate what everyone is like missing, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need this edification. We need this community. We need this indwelling of strength and empowerment to gain wisdom from one another. You know what I mean? Iron sharpens iron, and we're being like vocal mouthpieces to bring that forward. And this is like the old structures we see dismantling before our very eyes as we have this perception shift, as we gain in more understanding, as we take the time to really sit with ourselves and seek that kingdom of God, seek that righteousness, so all things could really be added onto you. Like, I'll tell you this, like, man, it hasn't been easy for me. It hasn't been easy for me. But 333 on a license plate right there. But as I've grown through this journey, I don't have all the answers, but there's been a guiding light. You know what I mean? There's been a cloud by day and a fire through those darkest times that's pulled me through it. And the peace, the joy, it's there, and it's grounding, and it's something that needs to be shared with everybody, because you all have access to God. You don't need anybody. You have it right there with you, and this is what Christ taught us. Oh my gosh, my phone holder fell. Give me 1 second. I follow numbers too. I mean, for me, the numerology numbers, they just that Holy Spirit is just or two or more are gathered, he's like, hey, it's like you're outside the scope and realm of what, you know, I would say the majority are just kind of like head down, like you're seeing more beyond the veil. That's kind of what it is for me. Let's see, I just read that. Don't put your light under a basket, let your light shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it, like, seriously, like, you are so beautiful, each and every one of you. You're a one-of-a-kind masterpiece, and there's a micro universe living within you, and we get so caught up in the distractions of the world, so sometimes that we forget, like, that inheritance that we're supposed to live life and live it more abundantly. You're amazing. Just reflecting also. Yeah, because we are mirrors of each other. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever seen that Spider-Man meme where, like, all the different Spider-Mans are pointing at each other? Like, we're living expressions of God. We're living expressions of love. You know what I mean? And to see when our brothers and sisters are fighting each other and killing each other and destroying the planet that we all live on is wild. It's like, I want to pull out my hair sometimes. Like, we want to, like, slap some sense into everybody occasionally, but no, like, we're gonna have moments where we disagree on everything, right? It's not always the case. We have so many different races, cultures, creeds, and backgrounds, but at the simplest form, it's love. We breathe the same air. We bleed the same. Like, we're all collectively conscious together, and we gotta rise up to do better. Really, we gotta rise up to be like Christ, to be lights in the world. And you know, like, the other day I was driving, and if you guys haven't read John chapter 8 in a while, I highly encourage you to study John chapter 8 and read it with your spirit. Like, we could read things in context, right? We could take it for face value, but really, when you're reading the word, like, read it with life, with the spirit indwelling you, so you can receive that deeper wisdom and understanding. Let's see what I say. I'm like trying to read the comments. There's a little traffic, and I'm safe. Trust me, I'm safe. But let's see, discouragement, but one body. Yeah, you know what I mean. And it happens, you know. Like, there's gonna be times where you're gonna have to face affliction or confrontation or accusations. I mean, I myself, since having this channel, have come against that quite a bit, but it's like, it's no sweat off my back, really, because it's like, it's easy just to block somebody when you understand the energy that they're putting behind a comment. You know, I had recently, I had somebody comment something on a post about the time I visited the mission and shared an image of Jesus and Mary, and they went on this big old rant about Catholicism and how the things I was sharing God hates. And it's like, it was pretty funny, honestly. But that individual, he had his own ministry too, you know what I mean? And it's just like, take the log out of your own eye before trying to take the speck out of your brother's eye. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's what John 8's about when he draws the line in the sand. Is like, you who's without sin, cast the first stone. You know what I mean? It's like he said I could judge, but I'm not going to judge. And so we have to be better equipped in our understanding as we navigate these spaces, really. But you know, I don't let that stuff bother me, honestly. For me, it's just like, nope, next. Are you talking about John chapter 8? John chapter 8. I read it the other day, honestly, because it was like I saw a license plate and I was driving and it said John 8:25, and it's like in that instance, like the Pharisees, they're really trying to get Christ caught up, and they're asking him and accusing him, and we know like the accuser is ultimately Satan in our lives, right? And so they're like, after he's rebuking and rebuttaling their accusations, they finally get to a point where they're like, who are you? Like, who are you? And it's just pretty interesting, because when you know who you are, it really doesn't matter what the accusations or opinions of others are, because you're going to be so grounded in your faith, in your growth, and along this journey. Let's see. You will tell anyone who gives you a hard time. Hey, Hannah, you're in my corner, my bodyguard. Appreciate you. I might have to make you a moderator, but honestly, I don't go live too often. I don't know. I don't know. For me, it's like I can, but I'm so busy, honestly, with work and projects and different things. It's kind of difficult to constantly be on live for me. You know what I mean? And I don't like to honestly. I want to honor people's time, because your time is so valuable, and your time requires energy, and it really is a form of spiritual currency. So I want to honor people's time, and I want, in that time space that we do share, I want to leave them feeling uplifted, encouraged, or thinking in a manner where it shifts their perspective into a growth mindset. You know what I mean? Like I see some of these these live spaces sometimes while scrolling through YouTube, and there's no judgment, but it's just like, wow, you guys are doing that on live and you got like 500 viewers. It's pretty mind-blowing, but it's funny at the same time. Fellowship is very, very important, but you got to make sure you got a good group of people that you're fellowshipping with you. So thank you so much for everything you do, brother. I appreciate you, Aaron. Thank you for being here, a part of this journey. You know what I mean? Iron sharpens iron. I am just your brother in Christ, and I'm always going to lead you to the guidance and the teaching of your true intercessor, which is the Holy Spirit, because he will teach you all things, like everything you need. God has the answer for you if you take the time to be still and know that I am God. It's the Psalm. Like you really have to seek, knock, and ask for the things that you're looking to receive. Yeah, just hang out with Christ, hang out with Spirit, and hang out with the people that you love. And the people that you love, it should be should be everybody. You know what I mean? And that's something that's hard. That's hard to do when we're being programmed for so much vision, right? Divide and conquer. And when we let down those fences of really being of service, you can really provide so much through like little small kind gestures, compliments, whatever it is. Pearls of wisdom we do share. That is a fact. What I was gonna say is, like, yesterday I had to go to the dollar store to buy a pool noodle. I had to buy those pool noodles, those foam pool. I had to go buy a pool noodle to put on my bike rack because my bike will like swing and it'll hit the pole or the frame. So I was like, well, I don't want my bike to get scratched. So I went to the dollar store and I had gathered up had 7 quarters or something like that, because pool noodles like $1.50. And so I run in there. It was close to close, and I grabbed the pool noodle, and I get in line, and there's this individual in line, and you could tell like he's living on the streets, and all he had gallon of water, and he had leaves there, very unkept, and it's just like, man, there's so much empathy that I felt for him, because what he's experiencing, the suffering, it's nothing that we could even fathom or imagine. And so I hear spirit is buy his water, you know what I mean? And I was like, okay. So I asked him, I was like, hey brother, you want me to buy the water for you? And he looked at me, and he just was surprised, and he's like, yeah, sure. And so I ended up buying his water, and then the change that I had that I was gonna buy the pool noodle with, I ended up giving him that, and just kind of left him with a small blessing. And so it's just little things that we do by showing and expressing love and treating humanity as you would want to be treated. It really goes a long way. Giving encouragement, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be monetary, but acts of kindness, being of service, it shifts you internally. When you get into a state of giving first, then that comes into receiving as well. It says, if not, do you want to get married? What's going on here? You know what I mean? I don't know. Right now, it's not something that I'm searching for. If it came by and happened and it was the right person, I would be all for it. But I just focus. I'm focused on work, on growing. There's so many dreams and aspirations that I have within me, and I need to have the right person to help build that with. And it was kind of like the vision that I put out in the video the other day. It's that we're two become one and pour out and build together. There's so many things that I want to do and I need to do. I don't actually need to do it, but it's God has put on my heart that I don't share necessarily here. But yeah, not married. I'm not focused on it. I'm building. I'm really building, and I'm dedicated to what God is doing in my life, and I want to make sure that I'm not distracted, and in that way having to to give to someone that, like, I really have to make sure it's the right person. That's just me. That's just me. And nothing's come by. Nothing really has come by. You know what I mean? So I'm not out there in different relationships. I'm not like hooking up with people. Nah, that's not my thing, because when you're out there in the streets, man, you could get STDs, right? Like sexually transmitted demons. It's a thing. Like people that you get soul contracted and bind when you're sleeping around with a bunch of people. It's a very intimate process where there's a transfer and a combining. Like, it's essentially marriage. It's like two becoming one, and it's sacred. It's very sacred. And so when you're aware of that, it's like you don't even want to engage. No, I know you're joking. I know you're joking. But yeah, it's a wild thing. It took me a while to learn that. Like, you know, it's better to be safe than sorry, type of thing. $60 God bless that sacred marriage. 60 years is a beautiful lifelong journey together. They must know each other like the back of their hands. 60 years. I thank God for every day. If He allows me to live to 60, man, thank you. You know what I mean? I don't know. What do you guys think you'll be doing when you're 60? It's not that far off for me. 60's not that far off for me. Younger of the six. There's 5 in my family. I have 2 older sisters and 2 younger brothers. I'm the black sheep. I'm the middle child. Right smack dab in the middle. Okay, in the 42nd. Yeah, I haven't hit my 4th decade, but we're getting close. We're getting close. But you know, when you're living in spirit, man, you have that youthful radiance. You really do. God will keep you young and strong and energetic. 1 of 7. Nightwing, how's it going? 7's a big family. 7's a really big family. I always kind of wanted like a lot of children. I think that would be like so cool to have like a bunch of kids. It's hard, definitely hard, but I think like, man, it'd be so much work, but also such a blessing. 19 nieces and nephews. Yeah, you definitely got me beat. That is a big family. And some of them are now, in a blink of an eye, it's wild how fast time flies. And it almost seems like there's been a increase on time. Like time just seems like it's blowing by. I mean, we're already in June, halfway through 2026. They're speeding things up. Definitely speeding things up. Oh, don't feel old. Don't say that. Say, I feel young, youthful, and full of life. You know, it's like these things that we got to really be mindful of. Like, I know we say it jokingly, but really there's power of life and death in your speech, in your tongue. And it's one thing that I practice a lot. And when I'm having, you know, those intrusive thoughts pop up, I'm like, I gotta shake them off. I have to be like, this is funny. because I was I'm sorry, I'll stop. Young, yeah, there you go. Vibrancy, your vibe. Very true. Because I was having this thought the other day. It was actually last night. I was it's because I was watching Ace Ventura. I don't know if you've seen Ace Ventura, and there's a there's a moment in the movie in Ace Ventura where he's like shadow boxing, and I was like, and it just hit me like we have our moments where we shadow box, right? Like it's like we're fighting the unseen enemy, and this kind of, it just was pouring through at the time. It was like, it was funny because the way he's like moving and shadow boxing, right? And it's just like, it's perfect because you are boxing these shadows, these darker sides of ourselves, and it looks like there's nothing there, but actually we are perfecting that art of fighting, in a sense, and it really takes practice to be good at shadow boxing. Like you can look funny like Jim Carrey in Ace Ventura when he's shadow boxing, but it's like it just clicked at that time because it was so perfect. It is like I had this moment where I'm laughing because he's doing it like super awkward, but at the same time it's hilarious. So yeah, we gotta shadow box. We gotta shadow box against the shadow. I mean, you gotta embrace the shadow too, at times, to really understand how to defeat it. And there's a good episode of, I mean, one of my favorite cartoon series growing up, not really growing up, but I was a little bit older when it came out, is called Samurai Jack. And there's this very great episode in Samurai Jack where he does that very thing. He has to defeat that darkness within him. And it's like we have to do that almost regimentally. Every single day we're fighting against those things, you know, like my mind, my mentality was one of my biggest enemies. It was such a hindrance to me at one point in my life, and it really took me time to study and to learn and to know like I'm more than a conqueror, and I could defeat this that is coming up. I don't need to drown it out. I don't need to dull the pain. I know that within me there's a spirit that is stronger to put these things in check. And you develop that over time when you're ready to sit with it and face it. And then you get to a time where you defeat it, and it's like, let bygones be bygones, and you embrace it. Indubitably. I love that word. Indubitably. I love that word. It's such a good word. So for me to pray, like I'm not like a public prayer. Like I don't pray for people publicly. I do that in my quiet time, in like that inner dwelling, that sacred place, the secret place. It's kind of what is written in the Word, and that's kind of how I go about it. Like if someone asks me for prayer, best believe like I'm gonna pray for you in that time and space that's sacred for me, because that's where I feel connected. Like I don't ever want to be performative in my prayers, like to show people like, oh yeah, like I have this eloquent rhetoric where I could say these words and tickle your ears. Like no, I really want to pray deeply and get to a space where I know I'm there and it really is meaningful and intimate. So for me, most of my prayers are done that way. Everything in life is sacred. That is very true. That is very, very true. But we could do things mindlessly at times and forget the essence of those sacred moments. We all do it. It's, you know what I mean? We're not perfect, but it is a perspective. Like when you see, that's what I was talking about earlier, when you are grateful for the little moments and you cherish them as being sacred, it really has a life altering, lasting effect. 777 on this license plate as we pass. We all struggle, but when you shift from struggling, like you're gonna have to have these tug of war moments. It's going to help you grow. Like in our weakest moments, that's when his strength is perfected. Like honestly, so like the struggle is a part of the process, and collectively, on a broad scale, humanity is struggling. We're seeing these birthing pains where a lot of people are going to have to get to a point where they have this dark night of the soul to really wake them up and punch them. Like everyone has a plan, Mike Tyson, until they're punched in the mouth, right? And so we're going to have these moments, and there's nothing really outside of yourself that's going to help you, but you have to be the one that finds that inner source of strength, because it's available to you. It's available to you. I believe you. I lost my family too. Trust me, I know how hard it is. I know it is. Like they were ripped from my hand. Everything that I had that I thought I was attached to in this life was taken from me, and I was just left in this Job moment, and it was the most pain that I felt. But at the same time, I'm thankful for all that has played out, because all things work together for our good. It really does. When you detach from that struggle mindset and you become empowered and you realize like you truly are a conqueror, and this is only a stepping stone towards your growth. You have to really forgive and start that healing process. And it's not, there's no instruction. Like, yeah, we have the basic instructions before leaving Earth. It's in the Word, but you have to do that. You have to put in the Word. You have to put in the study time. It's you that has to pray, because your prayers are going to be way more stronger than my prayers when you are interceding on your own behalf, when you have that faith to really believe. And all it requires is that mustard seed. It really does. But when you speak it with the authority that has been given to you, man, you really start to see a shift. And that's when the attacks might feel even more pressured, because they don't want you to understand this. They don't want you to be empowered. They don't want you to experience life more abundantly, because when you make that shift, there's no stopping you. There's no stopping you, because nothing could be against you. Nothing's going to chop you down. Like, you become a weapon of mass destruction for good at that point, because at that point they can only take your flesh, and you're moving through spirit, and it's like, it's such a blessing. Let's see, let me read some of these comments, guys. Emotional depth is heard through the words and expressions. That is true. You don't lose anything. Everything happens for a reason. God works everything for those who love him. Facts. I've been in solitude for 8 years straight. but now need others to stand with. Oh, I can't see they're going too fast. And be encouragement to. We do need that. You know what I mean? We do these things by, in a sense, putting ourselves out there, and it's a blessing to have you guys here to share in this moment. Let's see. Solitude is intercession. It is, man. I'm still solo dolo, but it's like growing this community, so now I'm connected to a lot of souls through here, which is a blessing to have this space to be that encouragement for each other. We're all here for one another right now. We're all here sharing this space, and we're all growing together. We are in this world, not of this world. Let's see. They don't do it to us, they do it to themselves. Hey, that's a fact. Loyal to the Father. God bless. It's good to see you. Love you. Yes, that is true. That is true. I need to take a drink. My voice, I was just rambling and driving on there for a second. So, gotta take a sip. This is the first time I've tried this flavor. It's actually pretty good. And I liked it because it said awaken. Awaken orange. We're awakening. Let's see. Words of inspiration. Thank you. God bless you. That is true. Lightworkers keep the world pushing onwards and upwards because we're rising and shining, right? We have these how do I say, these levels of states that we could be in, and at the lowest level we could be in states of doubt, fear, and shame. But as we move up and we rise and we begin to shine, we rise into joy, into courage, and to deeper understanding. That just kind of, you get to a state where it's like the darts come, but you're so spiritually strapped and armored up where they just kind of they plink off your armor at a certain point. So I'm gonna shut up and listen. Live, we are live. Let me know if it's good. Hopefully it's not too scrambly. I am connected to a Wi-Fi hotspot. I got an 8-hour drive. I am driving from Southern California to Northern California, and I start my this month's tour. I'll be away for like 5 weeks at a time. The whole point is to pass on our life teaching and torch to the next forms in life after us. I'll sit the whole entire 8 hours. Wow, you're dedicated. No, but that is true. I can't pronounce Javar. That is true. It is true, and that's like like you're talking about the sacred moments, right? And it was like what comes to mind is like how prior in humanity at a time we had those intimate bonding sessions around a fire, around this light of warmth and protection, and our elders in the community would pass down essential knowledge to keep us safe and to keep our lineages growing and just being abundant in that sense. Like, we have to pass these down because so many people, the tools and tactics that the forces of darkness are using are trying to pull us away from experiencing that. Let's see. Jarvis. All right, got you. People speak bedtime stories. It's true. I mean, I used to love getting bedtime stories. And even now, like, I would love to give the children are important. And I got nieces and nephews, and my little niece, she was at the house yesterday, and she's so adorable. So adorable. She has like this cute strawberry blonde hair and blue eyes, and her hair is just like really curly, and she's mixed, and she comes up and she had a hard time speaking, but she's 2 now, and she's like really honing into her words, and she's just like singing and speaking, and she had this little Princess Elsa dress, and she comes up and she starts singing "Let It Go." It was just like such an adorable moment, and they're so innocent. It's so pure at that point and stage in their life where they're sponges of joy and peace, and they still have that shine to them. And this is what we got to protect and grow up to still hold that light and be that light in the world. So I love it because I tell my mommy, keep it a secret, keep it safe. That is so cool. Hello to the beautiful souls here today. Hello, hello. Hello, my beautiful soul brother. Yeah, it's a blessing. It really is, like, because we're at a time now where there's like, you can't run from truth. They're putting everything out there for us to see. And if you have eyes to see, you are seeing very clear at the time. These propped up structures that have been set in place, that have been implemented to destroy your soul. You really are seeing these things now. And for us that are seeing this, it's like, that is, essentially the fire signal. That is the bell ringing for the warriors to rise and say, hey, like, we're not having it. And so we have to be empowered. We have to be encouraged to stand together. It's a small remnant of those who have been redeemed through putting in the work to say, you know what? There's nothing new under the sun, but they've already lost, and they're losing grasp on their control. The line has been drawn in the sand. There's the wheat and the chaff, and it's either you're complicit with it and you're going to perpetuate that new world order, destruction and chaos and fear, or you're going to have this perspective shift where you realize the power and the authority that's been given to you, where you take a stand. It's not easy, but we could do it together. Honestly. Hallelujah, man. We are rising. We are resurrecting into what we've been called to do. We've been called to do greater works. And like, so you're going through these processes where you're really learning to let go. You're really learning to step into that strength, step into that power, not for, this egotistical self-glory, but to really step into that first place where you once have been last. You are now being called to step up first and to take a stand. And it's like, how do we do it? We do it together. We do it where 2 or more are gathered. We are powerful with one another. The whole body needs every one of its parts. We need eyes, we need ears, we need our mouth. Like, we need to work together at this point. And we can't be separated when the reality is that it's soul to soul. It's soul to soul. We're stepping back to life and we're coming into this reality. And it's just like, man, that was like just such a mind-blowing moment, honestly. Let's see. That Right. Walk in truth, walk in love, walk in light. There is nothing to fight. That's true. I mean, like it's honestly true, because it's a battle that's not even like we're fighting, but you're the weapon that's being used. You know what I mean? You're being wielded for a purpose, and you're stepping into that calling. I'm a little bit of everything. I love percussion. So when one of my first instruments that I learned to play was drums. In middle school, in high school, I picked up trumpet for a little while, but mainly stayed true to percussion. I have a djembe that I love to play, and I have a native flute that I like to play. I have a harmonica, and just like, you know, I'm not like dedicated to one instrument. I love the hill frequencies of all sorts and different sounds. It's of music. I'm open to essentially everything, but it's something about the primordial beat that just really gets me energetic, flowing, and going. I love the drums. That is true. Everyone has a deeper story behind their identity, you know, and you have to be authentic in your identity. You have to be true to yourself. You have to know thyself. Many people will wear masks. I've ran into so many people that, you know, would put on one mask, but you need to just be you. And when you know who you are, when you embrace who you are, when you love who you are, it's easy to embody your identity and walk in your truth. Exuberance means overflowing joy, energy, and liveliness. God bless, Jarvis. I love you coming up with good words, man. Do you have a thesaurus? I used to like reading the thesaurus, or like if I learned a new word, I'd always like go to the thesaurus and to see like what other words are attached to it. Like, because words are powerful, and so when you learn how to use your words, you become essentially exuberant. Find me in Seattle. I'll be up there. Well, I won't be in Seattle, but that's the direction. That's the direction that I'm heading. That is the direction that I'm heading. Let's see. I had studied like 3,200 vocabulary over the past 2 years. Hey, that's really cool. That's really cool. Do you write, or do you freestyle? If you're like a linguist and you freestyle, man, I love freestyling. I don't freestyle. I practice every once in a while, but like in the showers, that's shower time freestyles. But Harry Mack, I mean, dude is such a good, yes, like his mind is on another level. Harry Mack, he freestyles, and yeah, it's really cool. If you don't know who Harry Mack is, watching some of his videos, it's like enlightening in a sense to see the capacities of human dialogue and speech and vocabulary. Language in itself is very unique because it's an understanding of sound waves that we learn to define, right? And this is why speech is so important, because when you learn certain vocabulary words, there's a certain sound wave that is associated to those words. And when you speak words of life, it alters you inwardly. There's a shift within your mind. So if you're constantly thinking on words or speaking these words of doubt over yourself, it's going to keep you in this like fear-based mentality. It's going to keep you in a negative mental kind of attitude. So it's really having that awareness. Let's see you all, love you all unconditionally. God bless. I need glasses now, man. Those words, the font is so small. It says eudaimonia is the highest flourishing human existence. Hopefully I said that right. Vermouth is some of the amazing sounds in its mixes. That is true. That is true. I choose my words wisely because I want to bring the best to people. It is, and we have to learn that, to speak it within us. When we learn to speak it within us, it's way easier to bring it out in other people, and that just becomes contagious. It's like a positive infection that really helps people understand, like, you can, like, it really is like a faith-based thing, honestly, so well and authentically that your life itself becomes an expression. Ooh, that's so good. That is so good. Do I know Vermouth the artist? I have never heard him, actually. I've never heard him. What kind of genre is he? God bless you, live in light. I see you're in here. Let me see some of these. Shifting timelines is the utmost highest timeline to ascend humanity consciousness from despair. Ooh. Yeah, what's the song by them? Throw it in the chat. Maybe I could probably put one on. Like, I don't care if I get like flagged, or I don't want to strike. I don't want a copyright strike. I mean, I'm listening kind of to music right now, but heaven is within. We don't forget. We don't have far to go. That is true. That is the essence of everything, is understanding that it's there. Like, we are connected to it. We don't have far to go. We just have to take the time to reach it. Oh, I need to get over. Sorry, guys. I had to pay attention to the road. There's quite a bit of traffic right now. I am currently in Pasadena. Right now. Where's everyone from? I know Hannah is from North Carolina. I wish I could say a song title. I'll have to look them up. You know, every time someone asks me where I'm from, my default answer is Earth. This Earth, like, where are you from? Earth. And they always look at me like, don't be dumb. But it's the truth. Sorry, I'm like spitting over here, but it's the truth. Like, we're all from this one place, but geographically, Dallas, Pasadena, Texas. That's so funny. I'm passing through Pasadena. What a confirmation. Dallas, Texas. Earth, that's true. We're all from Earth. Or we're not from Earth. What's your thoughts? Hey, look, 777 on the license plate in front of me. I could probably flip it, but I don't want to mess with my thing. Allocation? British? Canada. Did you hear that story about that young guy in Canada who basically, essentially, I guess he was, I don't know the whole story. I'm gonna like give you a synopsis, and then you guys could look into it. So there's this younger gentleman in Canada who was revealing some truths, right? And I guess he got like a 5150 commit. Like, he was stopped by police and they took him against his will and deemed that he was like unfit mentally. Like, that was so mind-blowing, right? Like, I don't know, like, you guys look it up. It's like a sign of the times where you could say something vocally and speak a certain truth, but then that structure and system that's been implemented will embark on your intrude on your freedom, tread on you, and commit you into a facility. That is wild. Very sad. Yeah, very sad. Not to dwell on it, but it's something that, man, like, just be mindful of. Like, these are the times that we're in. We used to have. Sorry, bro. I'm trying to read this really quick. It's because it does get to a point in life where casual conversation we used to have with people is drifted. That is true. That is true. I mean, we have social media, right, to connect us, but like, how do we have that strong core group? It used to really be tribe. It used to be like families together that were just a solid unit that survived together. Even though there was moments of struggle, they worked together to gain all these resources that we have together, that we have freely around us to thrive and to live. And I'm not saying it was an easy life, but they were so connected to the earth and connected to one another. And I'm thankful for the advances in technology that we have, but we're on a whole different spectrum now. We could have a shift where we use the things in our advances along integrated with nature and just be able to sustain rather than, slave away, to have these commodities. Really, frequency is the currency. It really is. Heavy emphasis on freely. Facts. Yeah, I'm driving carefully. I'm multitasking here. At the end of the day, I'm probably going to be vegged out, honestly. But it's okay. I'm all for it right now. I really, when I was planning, I had to drive. I was like, I wonder if I could actually do an 8-hour stream. That's a long time. Like, that is a very long time. I might have to use the restroom. I'm gonna have to eat, but we'll see what happens. We're basically synthesize the gaps between nature. Yeah, we have to synthesize it and integrate it. The technology's there for us. You know what I mean? I love agriculture. I've studied permaculture and regenerative farming, and I really want to get to a point where we could work with the soil, because we need to do this. Like, our foods are so toxic, so bad. Like, we could pray over our foods and speak life over our foods, and when we do that, it has healing properties. But like, most of the stuff out there is it's very, very heavily laden with all sorts of chemicals. And as we begin to rise, we have to really have an awareness of the things that we're intaking, right, through our all our gates, through our eyes, our ears, our mouth. Like it's very important to have the ability to access your own food, to grow your own food, because that is essentially power. Because when you have the knowledge to grow, like, you don't have to rely on other sources other than, you know, maybe tools and things like that. But we can craft these things, honestly. Time fly by. It does time fly by when you're in the present moment, because at that point you're not aware of time. Like, there's no, unless you're like contracted to a schedule. Like, there's times where it's like, wow, it's only been 30 minutes and it seems like 2 hours, or it's like, man, it's the end of the day. What did really even do anything? We have 8 hours worth. If you're saving someone's life, even if you have no idea you are, that's true. You're teleporting. I'm sitting still, but I'm in motion, right? It's so fast. I love having like these deep, engaging conversations, and like the structure beyond things, and physics. It really blows my mind. It really does blow my mind. Thank you guys for the input, man. It's such a blessing to see everyone's knowledge and understanding, like, especially with Jarvis and your words, bro. Like, that has been such a blessing for me to have experiencing this. The car right in front of me just passed. It says Faith Drives. Faith Drives. It's a blue BMW. Faith Drives. We are teleporting. Let faith drive you. And it's so cool. I was gonna make a little short about this, but I was like, never mind. The other day I had to go buy floor mats for this car, and so I went into Ross. Because I always go to Ross because it's super cheap. Well, it's not like super cheap, but you could get some things at a fraction of a price. And so I picked up these floor mats, pretty heavy duty floor mats, for like $14. And then I was like, I'm gonna get, and he's like, I need a white shirt. Like, I buy white shirts and they get dirty so fast. And so I go to check out this shirt, to go to the shirt set, but I can't even talk. I go to the men's clothing, the shirt section, and all right, I'm gonna pinpoint the white shirts. The first white shirt that I find is a shirt. It kind of looks like the Dodger. I thought it was a Dodger shirt, and it says Faith, and it has like the cross and LA on it. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. And on the back, it's Corinthians 5:7. And it was like the only white shirt. Like, usually they have like multiples of that shirt. And it was the first one that I grabbed, and I was like, this is such a confirmation. Like, and I picked it up. It was like $7. And I left it at home, but it's such a cool shirt, and it was just like a confirmation for me. Let's read these comments. That's awesome. It's like, finally someone who gets you're a gift from God to the planet. We all are gifts from God to the planet of Earth. We all truly are. Like, and this gift is the present, you know, and like, we have to embrace these things that we get to experience. And when you learn to embrace all of it, it truly gets better. I value any person I come in contact with as if I'm a daycare. That's so cool. That is so cool. Money, do you need? No, you know, I'm good on money. We all need money. That's one thing. I see money as a resource and a tool. Like, Do I need it? We all need it. Do I have a desire to gain and have all this access to it? It's not my life calling to chase money. But I know there's certain things that I want to do that require money to help me live more freely as I move away from this. You know, a lot of people get to a point where they're comfortable with money, where they kind of like forget about the people below. You know what I mean? Like they just like, oh, I'm comfortable, so I'm not going to let these things affect me, or I'm really not going to pay attention to them until they actually do. Let's see. Hi, Joe. Where are you driving to today? Be safe on the road. Right? White shirt suck. Never fails to drop something on them. Seriously. What's that the Carl's Jr. slogan? If it doesn't get all over your if it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face. It's like every time, like either dirt, it's always something with the white shirt, but I love white. I love white shirts. It's 1 Corinthians 13:7. Let's see. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Such a blessed comment right there. Laugh out loud. No, right now. Do you need food? Oh no. I'm taken care of. I'm definitely taken care of. There's gonna be a point, like this is a rule that I have on my channel, or like our channel. Like I don't ever want to request anything. Like I'm never gonna ask for donos or anything like that. You know what I mean? If I get to a point where someone does that out of their own calling to do it, by all means. But I'm never gonna be like, here's my Cash App, donate to my channel. I don't believe in that personally. That's just my thoughts. I'm taken care of. I don't have to pay for gas. I don't have to pay for food here. Like God is like blessed me with this career that I'm in, or this job that I'm currently in. So I'm good. There's gonna get to a point though where I want to bless the community. Like I don't want to necessarily receive, but I want to be a blessing and pay it forward to everyone that's been here, everyone that's commented, that's shared that love. So hopefully soon, I know it's gonna happen soon, but soon I'll get to a point where I'll do like a monthly giveaway for you guys, honestly. So yeah. Said hi. Hello, sunshine. Hello, sunshine. Here comes the sun. I was man, the sunset was so beautiful yesterday, and it reminded me of that Beatles song. It was just like the sun was so bright, and it was just like that beautiful amber color as it was beginning to set, and just the light was like pouring on my face as I was driving. And I don't know, like I try not to like look into the sun too often, but like yesterday it was just like I couldn't help it. It was like the Bug's Life. It was like I can't help it. It's so beautiful. Like the sun was so amazing yesterday, and like I don't stare into the sun. Obviously, I know it's bad for your eyes, but there's like I was actually like looking into the sun. It was crazy. Wow, kindred spirit. Yeah, it's do you have I do have Cash App. I do have a Cash App, man. I don't know, I have my Cash App card. It's in my wallet. Let me see. But I never use it. Let me see if I could get it out without looking. Maybe I could. pull this thing out. Nope. That's not it. Nope. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm gonna lose my debit card. It's gonna fall on the floor. Let's see. Nope. Guess what my cash... Yeah, the sunshine can be really beautiful sometimes. I mean, it's amazing. I love... One of my favorite things to do is go to the beach, ride my bike, throw out my reel, and then watch the sunset on the pier. Like, oh man, that's like one of the most perfect days for me. The sun go down and just be grateful for the day that I had. Like, Hakuna Matata. You have the ability to learn from everything, integrate what is useful, and grow without becoming fragmented. That is very, very true. You know what I mean? And I'll give you an instance of that. Last year, when I was traveling abroad, I decided it was just like a very spontaneous trip. No itinerary. Like, it was like I just had this thing where it's like, if I'm going, I'm being guided. Holy Spirit, you're guiding me, and we're gonna experience this, and things are gonna happen as you present them. And so I was in northern Thailand, and it just by happenstance, I was staying. It was so beautiful because I was staying at an earthen build, like hostel, like a house. And it was so unique because a couple years prior to that, I actually learned how to build like super domes. They're called super domes, and they're like earth bags. You build them. Basically, you build these homes with dirt. And so I ended up staying in this place, and it came about that that you could go visit this monastery and just kind of be amongst the monks and live amongst them, and you could take this vow of silence where you don't talk for 10 days, and really all you're doing is being in this deep meditative practice. And man, that was such a blessed experiences, and there's so much that I learned from that as well. But yeah, could you guess what my my Cash App name is? You'll never guess what it is. Yeah, it was a beautiful experience. I highly suggest, if you ever get the opportunity to travel, do it while you're young. You know, it was so wild because, like, I didn't even have the money. Like, I had the money, but I really didn't have the money to go on this trip. And as soon as I bought my ticket, my investment shot up to like a ridiculous amount. And it was just kind of like that gift, like, here, like, you trusted, you took the leap of faith, and now you get to go. It was like, I can't make these things up. Really can't. We are the way. We are the way. Yes, by that, I get a lot of questions on the title. Because, you know what I mean? When Christ said, I and the Father are one, and I am in you, like, it's us all collectively who have that. So, like, we understand what's working in us and through us, and we have to come together to be the body. And so essentially, we are the way. Aloha and mahalo. The suspense. What is it? Oh. That's it. That's all you're getting. Did you see it? Did you see it? Yeah. Oh, I gotta get over. Did you see it? I'll show you one more time really quickly. I don't even like to do it. I should have never showed you, honestly. Hey, yes, so sorry. Don't be sorry. There's no need to apologize. I'm joking with you. I like to joke around. I like to have fun. You know, there's a time in my life I was super structured, super serious, and now I'm very not like I'm carefree in essence, but just like, yeah, I got it. Oh shoot! Oh shoot! I'm good. But that car brake checked me right now. I don't know why, because there's so much space ahead of them. Gotta pay attention, guys. Give me 1 second. If you have any song recommendations, please throw them in the chat. Darling, question mark. Yeah, if you got any good song recs, let me know. We are currently getting on the 5 North. Currently on the 5 North. An hour and 22 minutes into the live stream. Wow, God bless, guys. God bless. Psalm 23. Oh, Psalm. You actually gave me a Psalm. I was saying song, but I love Psalms. Psalms. If you go way back to like the beginning of some of the content on my channel, I did a lot of readings of Psalms overlaid with different music, and when you listen to them with headphones on, it's such a different experience, like, because that's what, like, the psalmists were essentially playing music and reading poetry at the same time, like poetry that's dedicated to God and playing with the harp. It's very moving when you read psalms with music associated with them. And psalms, man, like, it's a very powerful tool that we can use to really move yourself in the spirit. Like Psalms, Proverbs. If you're looking to get into the Bible and really receive some edification, read Psalms and Proverbs. Darling, what's my song? Is Revelation Bump. Okay, got that one. My name is Joseph. Bono was talking about David being the first blues artist. That's really cool. I play a little bit of bass. I love the blues. I love funk as well. I love bass line. Oh man, I really enjoy it. That's interesting that he said that. Have you watched the David animated movie on Netflix? I don't really watch too much TV, honestly. The only thing I watch nowadays is YouTube. A little bit of Netflix here and there, just to yes, Tina Marie. Let's go. Oh, right now, this is Eddie Grant.
to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we gonna rock down to Electric Avenue.
Eddie Grant, Electric Avenue. I have so many hours on my playlist, it's wild. Yeah, I'm not a big movie person, but I'll watch them every once in a while if it's calling me. So I was out a couple weeks ago. I was out in Santa Barbara. I mean, I travel, I work by myself, and the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. That was like the first movie I saw in such a long time. But it was good. I enjoyed it. Like the story was kind of like, I enjoyed it. You know, they got that father-son aspect to it, and there's a lot of nurturing and learning and a lot of action. It was pretty good. Awesome, yes indeed. Joshua K. Who's Joshua K? No, Joseph is my name. Joseph is my name. That's why if you ever see some of my introductions, I'm like, I am your brother Joe. Everyone calls me Joe. Everyone calls me Joe. Wow, that church was amazing looking. I need to turn on the AC. It's getting warm in here. No, my name is Joseph. Joseph. One second here. Okay, baby. So right now, on there's 11 people in here, and there's 11 thumbs up. That's really cool. That is really cool. I'm taking a small little break from yapping right now. My voice, I could feel it getting a little hoarse. So what are your plans for the day? What are you guys getting into? Nice to meet you, Joseph. It's nice to meet you as well. The Way community. The Way community. The Way, the truth, the life. You know what really resonates with me is discipleship, right? Followers of the Way. No, you can't find me. No way. I'm there. I swear I'm there. I'm on there. Where are your favorite places to visit? Do you guys have like favorite places to visit? Like a spot that you go to ground, to recharge, to just like come back to alignment, like that sacred place that you're like, I feel like maybe I've been feeling a little out of whack. I need to go here because this is the place that gets me recharged. Let's see. My last name starts with an H. I try to stay very low key, even though I put myself out there on the internet. You guys are seeing what I'm doing pretty much. Not that I don't trust, but it was a direction from Holy Spirit not to really put too much out there. So I don't really give too much personal information online. 111 on a license plate. And it's nothing against anybody. It's honestly no, it's just to stay safe. You know what I mean? Yeah. No worries. No worries. No worries. It's all good. So what are your thoughts? Since this is a topic that's been coming to mind, what are your thoughts about the current agenda of disclosure? Disclosure. What are your thoughts about disclosure and the government putting out these UFO files and classifying all these different races of alien beings? It's pretty wild, right? Has anyone had any extraterrestrial experiences? That's really what I'd like to know. I have my own thoughts about it, and I'd like to have a conversation about it because it's something that's being presented to us, and just seems kind of strange, if you ask me. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do the reptilian overlords exist? Are you a reptilian watching me right now? I'm joking. Maybe someone is. It's a distraction. That's what they're doing. It's a distraction. Yes, I think it's definitely a distraction. Definitely a distraction. I think it's, in a sense, a false narrative with some truths behind it. Personally, I think it's BS. Yeah, it's very strange, right? So, if you know anything about who Aleister Crowley is, Aleister Crowley, he was a high-ranking Freemason. He was an occultist. And in his time, he was, how would I say, communicating with interdimensional beings. And one of those beings was Lam. And what I'm getting at here is you have to realize that the fallen angels were sent here to Earth. So they're still here. So as we're seeing this agenda of aliens come into fruition, you know, the veil is thinning. You have to realize a lot of these things now we're going to be seeing are orchestrated from the fallen angels. He said no, he wasn't. He was tripping. I mean, it's documented. It's documented. Look at the documentation. You could say you believe it or you don't, but it's put out there for us to see. There's so many instances of people communicating with these things, and what they're really communicating with, in my opinion, is fallen angels. That's just my opinion about it. Also, let's see. Also, Masons are super heavy into spiritual things. But anyone gets deeper into the Masons, it's not that. Like, no, seriously, I understand that. Like, they're a part of the structures that have been implemented to be put in place to kind of oversee everything. They're everywhere. They're paying close attention. And I'll tell you this. So, one of the last events, story time. One of the last events that I managed, because I managed these events. So one of the last events I managed is the event was like, you know how you could have rental halls and rental spaces? So the event, the owners of the event, they rent this one specific place in a city, and that venue is rented from the Scottish Rite. And Scottish Rite is one of the upper echelons of Freemasonry. And so, like, this is my first time managing this event at this space. And I already knew because I understand these things. Like, and as I go into this Scottish Rite, as I walk into there, like, I already had a prayer of a hedge of protection on me. Like, I knew I had to be there because God put me there. But as I go in, they have a statue of Albert Pike. Look and see Albert Pike's manifesto. Research Albert Pike's manifesto and look at the things that he talks about. And you will see, like, this is what he's like, the head guy. He was one of the head guys of Freemasonry. And when you read that manifesto, you can see what the agenda is in the long term. And so I go in, I'm like, okay. And like, they have all the symbology, like it's everywhere. And the head guy, like everyone was like, oh, we don't like the head owner of the Scottish Rite, the guy that kind of manages the building. He's like, everyone's like, we don't like this guy. He's such a pain to work with. Like, he's just like everyone was saying that. And this is like my first time meeting this individual. And so I ended up meeting him. Like, you could get an energetic feel from somebody, right? And I'm just like, okay, like, I understand. And like, at first he tried to come off like really strong, like, you know, my way. And like, I come in there just like happy, doing my thing. And it's just kind of like, I could see how he looked at me, right? And he looked at me, but there's no life in the eyes. Eyes are the windows to the soul. And like, I could see, like, there's this certain acknowledgement there of like, I know who you are and you know who I am. And so we have to have this kind of collaborative effort to put on this event. 222 on the license plate in front of me. And so I'm working with this guy, and he, like, at first he's like, you know, he's being kind of like, how do I say this? Like, he's just being a pain in the butt, pretty much. And so, like, it's like, but nothing's kind of like, I don't let that stuff get to me, right? And so over time, because it's like a 3-day event, but it's like I'm there for the whole week. Over time, it's just like you could see this shift in dynamic, where there was a certain level of respect, where he was very hard with everybody else, but then as I worked alongside him, there's just kind of like he was just very, very cool, calm, and collective. He's just like a different vibe. And one of the nights, after we set everything up, we're locking down and I have to check all the doors because, you know, there's jewelry, there's products that have to be safe. So he's like, I want to show you. He's like, I want to show you. And it's just like, it was so crazy what he was talking about here that I'm about to share with you guys. Because as like I'm going through this building, he's like, I want to show you something. And I was like, okay, like the spiritual radar goes off, and he's like, and like we go, like there's this big stage, right? They got the grand hall. There's this big stage, and it's like underneath the stage at the basement. And I'm like, I gotta be safe right here. Like it's me, him, and like another guy, staff worker. I knew I was fine, but at the same time, I was just kind of like, you know, like the hairs on the back of your neck kind of like perk up. So I'm super like, all right, let's see what's going to be revealed to me. And so he takes me down to where they collect and hang out and in the Scottish Rite, right? And they have like, it go in and there's like checkered floor everywhere, right? There's this big tapestry of like the all-seeing eye and just like all the pillars and the symbology, and I'm just like, okay. And like as like we're going down, he's like, we're walking into the dungeon, like just saying like weird stuff. And so we get in there, and there's just like the whole ritualistic costumes that they have. Like it was crazy to see how they dress up in these regalia, and they have these aprons, and he's like, some of these, there's like swords all over the wall, and some of these swords, he's like, some of these swords are like hundreds of years old, like Knights Templar type of thing. And it was just like, man, like, no, not, you have to understand, not the ordinary public does not get access to see this part of this building. And like I was able to get in there on behalf of Spirit to share this now. And it's just like, this is what they do. This is what they do. And we're going out and like he's like, we're locking up, right? And it's just like, it was just so eye-opening. Like, although I already knew, it was just like a confirmation to me. And so we go, and like, then he's showing me like his main office, and he's like, this is where we he's like, this is where we plan to take over the world. Like this is what he's like, he's saying these things jokingly, but like he's telling a truth essentially. And it's so wild, because as we're in the main part of their office, right? Like I hear police scanners. There's like a police scanner going off. And so for that city, that jurisdiction where this building is, you have to realize that these people are embedded in everything. They're everywhere. They're in your schools. They're in government. They're in law enforcement. And these people in this room had access to law enforcement. Like they were communicating with law enforcement. Okay, like it goes that deep. Like this is what's happening here. Like you have to understand that. Like, but you shouldn't be scared. You shouldn't be fearful. Like this has to be made known. It's being made known. There's nothing new under the sun. And so once you get into the highest levels of Freemasonry, they're really like, they're all open to all sorts of religion, but at the highest levels, they worship an entity, an unholy trinity called Jabulon. Jabulon, look it up. It's a mixture of, like I said, it's like the unholy trinity. Let's see. It's not my business. Like I don't like. It's only one stop, a part of the show that goes to the Scottish Rite. Like we're not going each and every place, and it's always like mainly the venues that we work at are fairgrounds. So like this was like a very unique thing. Like it doesn't happen like often. I don't work with the Masons or anything. I'm not a Mason. I'm totally against that. Like first and foremost, but they're there. They're all around us. Their buildings and structures have been propped up in everywhere. There's probably one watching me right now. I guarantee you that. A joke with a little bit of truth. What do you mean? A lot of truth. I mean, I'll tell you this. I have people in my own family that have been working against me. My own blood and family that have done witchcraft, that have delayed my process, that have pretty much done spell work over my life to prevent me from walking into the fullness that you see now, to prevent me from encouraging and edifying people. They didn't want me to be here, but everything works out to the benefit of my good. Trust me. Like my brother-in-law from my sister is a 33rd degree Mason. My sister that's always had something against me from growing up. She was the one that was always trying to fight me, that was always trying to like just make my life uneasy and she's married a Mason, and she's probably a part of the Eastern Stars. Like this is why I understand these things, because God's revealed that to me. Like there's people in my own kin, in my own blood, that have come against God's purpose in my life. It's crazy. It gets deep. It gets deep. But God's got me. You know what I mean? That's why I say, like, if God is for me, who could be against me? This is why I stand up and say these things, because I'm not scared. I am not scared. Like, I will go out to the front line. Honestly. Pick me. Give me the staff. Let's separate this Red Sea and let's free our people. That's where I'm at. They've taken everything from me already that I was attached to in this world. What do I got to lose? Nothing. I know the kingdom that's dwelling here. You know what I mean? So, like, come with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about the business. God's watching me now. Facts. He says, I have been through these things. We are not alone in this. It's very true. Let's see. I've been through these things in situations with my own sister and my own brother-in-law also. Look at that. Faith over fear all day. You know, I mean, don't apologize. I mean, I praise God for everything that's happened in my life, honestly. I mean, the kingdom is here and it's thriving. But it's like, you got to realize that there's these structures that are being dismantled just by having this dialogue and these conversations, just by sharing. Like, I would have never known Aaron has experienced these things if I didn't come on here and share what I just shared with you guys. Like, no one would have probably known that Aaron would have had the same or similar experiences, but it's evidence. Like, the proof is in the pudding kind of thing. Like, you guys, you have to understand, like, it goes into politics, it goes into the celebrities, it goes into the music industry. Like, this is like essentially what Christ came to redeem us from. Like, he was going against the powers of that time. He was going against the Roman Empire, which is just right now here what is essentially an offshoot of what we're dealing with. And so we have to do the works that are greater. And it's for some people, that makes them uneasy, but you have to know like what you're backed by, and you have to be grounded and solidified in that. And it's not going to align with everybody, but I'm okay because I'm not trying to people please. I'm trying to stand up for the truth and say, let's bring a light to the darkness that's happening here. You know what I mean? Let's talk about it. So many people lose their lives in the abyss. That's true. Not many ears can hear. That's absolutely a fact. That's absolutely a fact. But that's why it's about encouragement. That's why it's about like being empowered to step in and to shine that light. You know what I mean? So it's quite unique. It could be, if you don't have a strong mentality and you're not ready for that, don't even go down that rabbit hole. Like really begin to understand yourself and that healing process, and be strengthened in knowing that you're more than a conqueror and that God really does love you. So that's a whole different side of things, but it's just something that I'm talking about and sharing because I got a long drive. You know what I mean? I got a long drive and I kind of wanted to share that. It just came out. It really just came out. We're going to be, the heart is what illuminates disillusionment of the reality that we live in. The heart even has a torsion field. It emanates this surrounding field around you that could be felt by other people. Oh, guess what I'm going to be passing right now? Can't play with sins. You can't play with sins, but we've been forgiven for all our sins, for the multitude of sins. We're not dwelling in sin. The thing is that so many people live in separation, detached from the Father, and that detachment in itself is a sin. This is what you've been forgiven of. But now you have direct access. You have a direct line of communication to the Father. That curse has been uplifted and broken, and this is why we have won, because as we gain in this understanding, you know, like you don't need this intermediary to get to God. Like that's why the kingdom is here for you to understand. I'm passing Magic Mountain right now. I haven't been to Magic Mountain. You're also about to pass Buc-ee's. I haven't passed Buc-ee's yet. I don't think there's a Buc-ee's out here. I don't know if there's a Buc-ee's out here. But I'm passing Magic Mountain right now. I want to see the roller coasters. I kind of want to show you, but it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to do. There it is right there, off to my left. Magic Mountain, Hurricane Harbor. It's pretty cool. Buc-ee's? Yeah, I'm in California, so I don't know if Buc-ee's is out in California. I think it's in Texas. There's Superman, Goliath. Oh man, I haven't been to an amusement park in so long. So long. Magic Mountain. There goes Superman, that's cool. I used to love going to amusement parks. As a kid, I used to live not too far from Knott's Berry Farm. And I used to love, like every summer, I used to love going to Knott's Berry Farm. Magic Mountain it's so cool. Like the thrill and adrenaline that you get from these rides is like a really cool feeling. But this one time, I was like, I didn't have money. I was probably like in 5th grade, and I really wanted to go to Knott's Berry Farm. All my friends were going. Like my mom didn't have money at the time, and I was like, I was like, oh man, I really, really want to go, right? And it was just kind of like, and like, I knew like my grandma, she used to play like the scratch off tickets. She used to play the scratch off tickets every once in a while. And so like I knew like, oh, like maybe I could win some money, right? And I was like I said, I was like in the 4th or 5th grade. And I was like, my mom's like, oh, I don't got any money. Sorry, hon. Like, you can't go. But I was so determined to go. And I was like it just came to my spirit at the time. It was like, if I get a scratch off ticket, I could go. And it was just like my childlike faith at that time, believing that, okay, like what are the odds that I'm going to win? It was just like the faith and determination of me wanting to go. I was like, Mom, let's get a scratch off ticket. Buy me a scratch off ticket. We're going to win. Come on. And she's like, she kind of like looked at me, right? Like, yeah, sure, you're gonna win money to go to Knott's Berry Farm. And I don't know what the prices were at that time to enter the park. Maybe it was like 30 bucks or something. So I was like, I go, we get a scratch off ticket, right? And believe me or not, like, scratch it off. It was like one of the ones that you match 3 things. And it's like, boom, boom. And like, on the very last scratch, it's like, whoa, like, I won, but I didn't know how much I won yet. And so I'm like, like, she's like, oh, you probably won a ticket. And I go, and I scratch it off, and it was $60. It's just like, I was so happy. Because I think the tickets were like $30-something to get in, and then I had like all this spending money, and I to this day, like, I remember my mom, like, she was just like, couldn't believe that I had won. It was such a cool thing that happened, and I as a childhood memory, I contributed that to honestly, essentially now, to faith, right? That determination and belief. Like, if I would have went in like thinking, oh, I'm not going to win, I probably wouldn't have won. But associated with that, it was like as a kid, like I knew, like, I'm going to win. I had a feeling that I was going to win. Like, it was just there, and it's a cool story. But it's Magic Mountain just kind of reminded me of that. So I'm gonna have to stop for gas in another 165 miles. I got half a tank right now. You lose if you don't play, or you lose if you don't try. That is absolutely true. But also, in the wise words of Yoda, Master Yoda, he says, do not try, do. Do not try, do. So like, yeah, we try, but also it's like the embodiment of doing, of believing that you can. Because, like, for instance, this channel, right? I didn't believe, like, I didn't think, I retract that statement. I didn't think at the time that I started this channel, I was like, what? It was really spirit-led. Like, when I first started this channel, it was all spirit. It's always been, and it always will be, spirit-led. This channel glorifies God. It's faith-based. It's part of my faith process and journey here. But, like, there's a part that wrestled with it, like this is what you want me to do, type of thing. And I didn't have anybody listening. I didn't have anybody watching for the longest time. But I stayed dedicated, and I did what Spirit led me to do. And in doing that, it's I'm not like I'm not some super big name, and that's not what I'm trying to do, but like it's grown according to how God's allowed it to grow, and it's just been consistency and doing it and not judging myself in the process, like not saying, oh, my editing has to be the best, or I don't know, I might lose signal here because I'm going through a canyon, and just showing up really regardless, and doing it out of love. And this is where we're at now, and I give God all the glory for that, honestly. Let's see. Good one. If we believe, we have a better chance to win. That's so true. That's so true. And growth is truly the growth in our own self, the actualization, and we share that with those around us. Facts. We have to show up each and every day as the best version of ourselves, incrementally, little by little. You know, want to be better than the last day, but you also have to be patient with yourself, because sometimes you have these moments where you go up and you stumble, you might fall back a little bit, you might have to take a break, dust yourself off, and you get back on that horse, and you keep going. You hold your head up high, and you believe in yourself with courage and boldness and in confidence, and that it's just like it springs up within you. It really does. It's a cool process to see as you progress along in your years. You know, you gain so much wisdom by trying and doing, and even failing. Failing has taught me so much more. There's so much success in learning through failure. Let me know if the stream's still good, because I'm like, this, I know for a fact this area that I'm driving through, I do get I don't get really good service. Let me see. But I still got a whole bunch of bars on this thing, so power up one. Stream as well. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I'm behind, like, I'm about to go through the Grapevine right now. So I'm on the 5 freeway and I'm climbing up the hill. So this is like the big climb, and then at the top we're gonna start heading down, and I have to be very careful because I have a pretty heavy load. So on the way back, like the brakes, if I'm not too careful, you know, they get kind of wonky here. Check out the song Spirit Bird by Xavier Rudd. I will definitely check that out. I kind of want to listen to some of these song requests as we go. I think that would be pretty cool. Let me see here. Bear with me. I'm behind this big semi, and I have to try to pass him. Okay, here we go. All right, we're moving forward. I think I can. So I don't know if I can. So on the phone that I'm streaming on, it has my Spotify. It has my Spotify premium account, but on my old phone, it doesn't. So I'm not sure if I could. I'm not sure if I could search the song, but I'll try it. Once I get down the hill, I'll definitely try it. That's how life can be too. We climb us up higher, believing in yourself. True. And Holy Spirit will guide you to higher grounds as well. You know, you believe in, you have this deep-rooted seated faith, and it'll take you so far. You see people in the world that, you know, they do it with their own will and on their own faith, but when you really do that with God as well, like you go so much farther, because you get to experience the peace that's associated with it. Let me say it's out, guys, going in and out. I might have to come back on the stream. Hannah, if you want to email me, my email's in the description. Feel free to email me. It's wearetheway1111@gmail.com. I don't know if the stream is just reconnected right now, so we'll see what happens. But we're gonna be going down the hill here soon, and I think there's a rest stop after this, and I need to use the restroom. So 2 hours into the live stream, that is wild. I don't think I've ever streamed for this long, ever. Never. Let me know. Still good? Thumbs up if the stream is still going. I know it reconnected, so I don't know if it's still on or not. It's showing it is, but I have no idea. Let me see some of these. Stream's still going great. Okay, we're heading down the hill now. Thank you for the thumbs up, Sunshine. You know, have you seen I can't think of the name of the movie, but it's a football movie with Denzel Washington. Oh my God, it's fleeting my mind right now. But Sunshine is Sunshine's he's the California quarterback in that movie. That's what your name reminds me of, Sunshine. Or, you know what Sunshine also reminds me of? It reminds me of the baby. I don't know if you remember Teletubbies. There's like the baby sun. That's kind of what Sunshine reminds me of too. All right, I gotta drive slow here as I start making my way down this pass. What's the first part? We are the way. A little glitchy, but it's where, I'm driving through this area right now. I have to see that. Oh. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I don't know if it's working. I'm gonna end the stream after I get down the hill. I'm gonna reconnect. I'm gonna stop at the rest stop, take a potty break, and start the stream over again. So I'll be back a little bit later. Peace be upon you. God bless you. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'll probably do like a little 30-minute break since I have to get through the grapevine here, and we'll be back at it. Peace.